It will easy. It will be very easy while I'm
Sir, I
explaining.
want to get to know that the difference between curl and wget commands. So like,
Both are used to download the content from the internet,
but it will be not
but
downloaded for the
duplicate.
curl, sir, right?
Hmm?
The curl, if we are using that curl, it will be not downloaded. Just we are
No,
pasting
no, no.
the link,
It
right?
will download, but there is some special flags.
Okay.
By using curl command, even you can upload the contents.
Yes.
It will do the multiple functionality curl.
Okay.
Just a minute. Yep. What we're discussing.
Curl and wget, sir.
Yeah, the curl and duplicate. Curl is used for uploading and downloading the contents, but duplicate is only for download. Okay, duplicate URLs. For example, if I want to download something from the internet, okay, some file, some zip files or some raw files, I can use either curl or duplicate. Okay, curl -o is used to download for upload. I think -h. Some other flags are need to be reframed, but both are used for major purposes download. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. What else? Shall we move on to Git? Scripts is fine, right? So no questions at all. Okay. So before moving to the Git, let me check whether if I give this kind of scenario, how will you think about script? See, I have requirement of file should be like this, column wise file name, then employee ID, then age. 54. Okay, so just think like I do have a file. A file format will be like this, column wise content. Just think like, this is like a spreadsheet of employee details. So now I want to, you know, I have a requirement like I want to print and display the name of employees whose age is greater than 50. You got the requirement? So my script has to identify, scan this file first, then identify whose age is greater than 50, it should display the names. Let me make it 38. Yeah. So how many names I should display as per the requirement? What are the names it should display?
Three.
E, F, G, then H, I,
ABC.
J,
ABC.
A, B, C, K, L, Q, right?
Yes.
These names has to be displayed. How will you design your script?
Sir, EFG?
EFG is 44.
EFG.
EFG 44, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
greater than 50.
less than
See,
50,
ABC.
that's it.
what's my requirement? Whose age is greater than 50? It should display
50.
the name of the employee.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
AFG
ABC
44, sir.
Oh,
HIJ.
okay, yeah, yeah,
Greater
yeah.
than 50.
This one wrong. It's ABC, right? Three names, one and two, right? These two ignored. How? How will you design? What's your approach? Which one will comes to your mind?
For loop.
If
For if how? How far will
Sir,
be
my
helpful
question is
here?
that we need only greater than 50, right? Age. We don't need
Right.
any name and all, right?
See, you should compare. You should take this file, then compare the age. Whose age is more than 50? You should display this name. Say 54 is ABC. You should
So,
compare this, then validate this, display this.
so then we can use that. It's a third column, right? Age. Okay.
Hmm.
So we can take that third column which contains the numbers, right? So if it is
Hmm.
greater than that 50, then we can add that echo that name should be evaluated, right?
Tell me how.
Uh,
using the command cut-d.
See,
we
cut
can use
-d
the
will
grid
cut that. What's next?
awk, sir.
of
AWK.
AWK
Okay,
minus
awk is
F.
fine, but awk
Okay.
is to print the columns.
Yeah, that's what, sir.
Then how will you compare? Then how will you take the names? There should be a three logic.
If statement, I
If
think.
age is greater than 50.
If
Sir, we can
it, how we will compare age dollar?
Sir, in if statement, we'll use one awk command, and in then statement, we can use another awk command, right? I mean, in if
How?
awk will fetch the age, and if that
See, if
age
we
is
just expect the numbers, it won't execute the commands inside of it. Loop will always contains the conditions, not the commands.
so then we can add a for loop, sir. It seems to be.
For loop, how?
While also we can use.
How while? Remember, while we used for a file to read line by line, remember,
Set.
while loop to read the content in line by line. Here we have to read line by line because each line contains name and as well as age. Before that, to compare that, we have to remove this, right? Because this is just a description of columns, actual values from here. How to remove the first row?
Using a tail.
Tail is used to used for what? Set 1D. What is 1D? What is 1D?
It will delete first
Delete
row.
delete first
first
line.
First
line.
column.
What this will do? What this symbol belongs to?
Redirect.
Redirect means the output will be stored. Now temp will hold what?
Like ABC, that
From ABC to
62.
KLQ. Just a minute. Now this content will be stored in temp. Now we have to read a line, right? While read line. Now it will start reading line by line. Next do. Do of what? Age. Age, I want to store it, right? Echo dollar line. Dollar line is this one, right? Understood? Dollar line is what? The first line, right? Are you getting the point? While read line, the first line, passing to awk command, -f, space separator, then flower bracket, print. Which one? Which one we have to print?
$3.
Dollar three. $3 or NF. Okay. Now the age is stored. Actual age is stored in this age variable, right? Clear? See, it's grab the first line, passing to the awk command, taking this and storing here. What's next? Next we have to apply if loop. If what? If what?
If age
Age,
is
sir.
Age is greater than
Dollar
50.
age
Age
greater
greater
than
than 50.
$2
Huh?
or 50. I will make it as variable because next time if you want to compare with 60 years, so that's why I make it as a variable. Whatever the changes I want, I can pass it from the shell script arguments. Then sorry, then next what? Echo
Age is greater.
dollar line, right? Dollar line, that's it. Echo dollar line means what?
Whole
This
line will
whole
get print.
line. Now what you need?
Name.
we need names, sir.
So what we have to replace here?
$1.
$1. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then sorry, not then.
$1.
That's it, right? Fi. But we didn't pass the input, right? Input
Yes,
passing
sir.
here, temp. Okay, clear? Understood? This you already aware of it, right? How to pass a file to a while loop. See, first I'm storing, just deleting this first line. I'm not changing inside of a file. This is like a streamline editor, right? It won't affect the original file. So that's why I'm deleting this first line, remaining content storing in temp, this temp file, reading line by line. First line I'm reading, then taking this 54, storing in age variable, then comparing with the 50. If this condition satisfied, then I'm printing the first column. How? Echo dollar line will print the complete line. Then I'm taking $1. Clear? Any doubts? Any questions? Okay, 54, 196, 232, 62. So vim employee dot sh.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir. So
Yes.
if some script is running which is taking more than 3 to 4 hours, okay, so
Hmm.
suddenly got interrupted.
Hmm.
What we can do, sir? Again, we need to start from scratch, or
Right.
any?
Start from scratch. So that's why if it's a lengthy script or long script,
Okay, sir.
make sure it should run with no hop or send it to the background.
Okay.
Background also, if it interrupt, it will stop executing. And whenever you initiate it again, it start from the scratch. Better no hop.
Okay.
So we need a file, right? File. Okay, we have some file here. So vi employee. Okay, cat employee. Yeah. Now let me execute this script. Employee.sh. Now I should pass $1 as what? $1, $2 values, right? If you observe cat employee.sh. See, I have used $1 as a file, $2 as a age comparison. So employee file is my employee. Then $2 is 50, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, ABC, HIJ, KLQ, right? Is it showing the right answer?
Yes, sir. Answers are correct.
If I give 60, it should display 2. See, HIJ, KLQ, 65, 62, right? If you want to know how it's running, let me add here set iPhone X. Before that, let me delete this temp. Okay. Now let me execute employee. So then 55. See here. At the first, said 1D employee, then read line. Read line echo. I told you, right? ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 54. This is the dollar line. Now that is passing to here. Now age is storing 54. Now 54 is compared with 55. No, it's not satisfied, right? This condition is false because 54 is less than 55, right? So next going to second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116 Second line 44, 44 is stored, 44 is greater than 55. No, it's false. Going to next line 65, 65 is stored, 65 is greater than 55. Yes, it's true. Then echo dollar line, then print $1. That's why it's printing HIJ. Similarly, going on with the other values. Understood? Any questions over here? Everyone understood this script?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now heading to Git. What is Git? Why we need Git? Have you heard about Git by any chance earlier?
Version control, sir.
What is meant by version control?
In the developing phase, like they'll be having versions like
Hmm.
So while working in a team, if any of the member makes changes, so others will not know. So to track those changes, version control is used.
Okay.
this one is a distributed version control.
What is meant by distributed?
The versions will not be stored in the like centralized server.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Previously, they used to store it in a centralized. Now, since Git has arrived, it
Centralized.
is
What is centralized?
like all the like data is to be stored in one centralized server.
A very simple example, if we compare to the Git, is like Google Drive, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can add photo, whatever the file, so we can add anything, right? So if
Mm.
we give a permission to the some other person, definitely they can modify all those. So kind of a drive. I'm just comparing with that one.
Kind of a drive. Okay.
It is like a standalone application which is installed in the system.
Hmm. Okay.
It used to source code management. Used for source code management.
What is source code? What is
I
meant by
mean,
source code?
it's a original code.
Do we have original and duplicate codes?
I mean, not in this sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what is meant by original? Source code is fine. I agree with your point. But
Yes.
what actually means of source code? Why we called as a source code? What is meant by source?
Uh, it is the it is the first where
Where
codes
it
were
started.
written
Source
for the
means
first time.
where its origin, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Because you are comparing with, while traveling. Destination. This is my source. That's my destination. Source means where you are starting. That's your
Okay.
starting point, right? Source code also same. Source code is nothing but from the scratch, where you start coding, developing, right? Git is a version control tool. We also called as a VCT, a DVCT, that is distributed version control tool, or source code management, used to track the versions of files and directories. I will repeat one more time. Git is a distributed version control tool or source code management used to track the versions of files and directories. Everyone already aware of Git, right? Because on the first day itself we have installed the Git. Remember, git.exe file you installed in your Windows machine. That's actually Git. That's your source code management. That's your version control tool. But we are not using for the main purpose. We have used for connectivity to the remote servers or to run the Linux commands. But actual purpose of using that Git is to manage your source code. Why we have to manage, right? Because everyone is holding a laptop, everyone will have the drives, everyone will have the sufficient storage. Then why we have to relay with some other tool which decides or which used for management? Why can't we manage in our system itself? Right? Anyhow, we are coding whatever the code I have done that's owned by me. Why can't I store myself in my system? Why I have to distribute?
If there is some problem in like system, then the data will be erased.
Data will be erased.
Yes,
Sir,
we will lose the code.
Hmm.
in institutional level, we are everybody always maintain the repositories to so that it can accessible to everybody, and even if the guy who does it like resign from or leave from the organization, so that the next guy who comes can like understand and what are the iterations they came from, and what are the challenges they faced in the previous
Hmm.
iterations. Those can be studied there, and it is a centralized means, basically like everybody can access it anytime anywhere, even
Hmm.
without their laptops, means they can use their colleagues laptop, and they with the same account they can access those files.
Hmm. See, there are multiple reasons, a bunch of reasons before inventing this Git, right? Because they have saw that so much of complex algorithm before making any development phrase, and there are so many conflicts. Do you know meaning of conflicts? Have you heard about conflict?
Yes, sir.
What is meant by conflict?
One code is conflict means it is creating issue.
Forget the
uh,
code. In generic, have you heard about it? Where?
Friction.
Different views,
Different opinion.
opinions. Yeah.
Different opinion on the same thing, right?
Same thing. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
example, if you are consider one object, this person is giving one overview to that object, and another person is giving another overview on the different directions, right? That is making conflict about that object, right? That means you can't predict that which one is the correct one, right? Because he's also saying something about that object in a different way of approach. Another guy is also saying the same, by looking at the same object, he is giving the another direction of waves. Which one is correct? We can't predict, right? So that is like a conflict. There is some conflict statements coming for this object. That means we don't know which one is correct. Similarly, like code also same. Conflict means same piece of code is changed by the two different peoples while both trying to merge. There is a conflict because we don't know whose is the right code, who has done the right code. Because if I'm doing some code, I will say mine is correct. Similarly, another person, he will also say mine is correct. That is one thing. Another, why the Git was introduced. Because if we are holding all the coding, all the development work, as you mentioned, if the system is crashed, the complete development phase is gone, right? That's the major headache if you are holding the complete code on your system, because we don't know when our system will be, we don't know, we can't give the assurance 100% 24/7 our system will be alive, right? Sometimes due to because of network fluctuations, due to because of hardware issues, sometimes this laptop also may crash. That's the major reason. And the second one, we don't know our condition, how many days I can stay here in this organization, right? If someone is giving a good offer, definitely I will switch, right? So if every code, if you are holding in your laptop, if you are switching to another organization, then that will be a big headache, right? Because you haven't given any KT session for any of the team member. Nobody knows what you are doing. Then how come once suddenly you are switching to another company, that project will be in a trouble, right? That's another issue. And if you think about one big project, a single person can't do all the modules development, right? As a team, we have to work. If you are working as a team, then if you are working on the module, some of the modules is depending on another modules. If that modules has to be finished first, then you have to work collaboratively and you have to observe what other team members are doing. And sometimes you may give the suggestions or you may collect some information. So for all these reasons, we need one distributed centralized version control tool where we can store all our source code so easily, that will be visibility for all the team members who is working on the same project. Okay, all the members ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇರೋರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ visibility ಇರಲ್ಲ. Only for, with respect to the project level, how many of the team members who are working, they will be added to that particular repo. Basically we'll call it as a repositories. Each repositories indicates the projects, so that repository access will get it. Repositories are nothing but directories in a simple way. Understood why we have Git, right? For all these reasons, I'm not only saying that due to because of system crash we have that. There are multiple thousands of reasons are there before inventing this Git, right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now we have to understand, okay, now it's a centralized version control tool we have installed in our system. How to use this, right? Because it's not like just copying, dumping, pushing. It should have its own based commands. Those we called as git commands. Very simple commands, two words of commands. All starts with git. Git push, git add, git commit, git revert, git reset, git tag, git log, git branch, git merge. All are like, just a single word, but each will do the different actions. Okay, so we'll learn one by one what's the major role of this. Okay, how to make our files are nothing but your codes. Okay, because in the files only we are doing our code, right? Agree? How you will do your code, how you are coding, definitely you need one platform, right? That's a file. In the file you are typing it. If it's a Python, if it's a Java, if it's a HTML, if it's a CSS, C++, whatever, definitely you need file, right? If it's a script also, first as a begin, as a base platform, file. So those files we are making it as a versions that will be taken care by the git. Clear? Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay, now we'll see how to Okay, now we will do everything from our local system, right? Because anyhow we are designing, we are developing all our coding elements in our local system first, then we'll push it. So I will show you a Git as a front end. Where it is. Please create your GitHub account today. Mm, yeah, github.com. Okay, make a sign up. If you have account, then it's fine. If you don't have any account, GitHub, please create. Make a sign up, give your Gmail ID, then create your account. Okay, once you create your account, you can sign up here, sign in. Mm, Two-factor authentication. 62117. Once you create your GitHub account, you will see repositories are empty, but mine, I do have a bunch of repository which I have created for, for different purpose. Okay, just create on your side. Okay, just create your GitHub account. First, we'll see. Let me moving to class CD November 24. Sorry, it's May, right?
June.
May, right? We started class on May.
Yes.
Forgotten, na? Class ಯಾವಾಗ start ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು? May 8,
May
right?
8.
Yes.
Hmm. ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ನೆನಪಿದೆ. Okay, so let me create one directory for coding. I will treat this as my coding folder. Okay, so there are two types of methods to initiate the repository. Repository, as I mentioned earlier, repositories are nothing but a directory. So I can make this folder itself as my repository. Repository andre artha agtideya? Repository basically in the Git field called as repository. Repository owns the complete project code part, source code. Okay, for example, here I can create a multiple. Just think like, okay, I'm just initiating one small project. That project may have the HTML code. That HTML may be 50 files of HTML and 22 files of CSS code. All includes that one small project, one website I'm creating. Okay, so that all files I can make it available over here in the coding. Then I will treat this as my repository. I will initiate this folder as my repository, then all the code I will initiate over here. Understood? Not understood?
Understood.
Repository. Repositories are nothing but a folder, where you hold all your source code with respect to the project. Each repository indicates the project details or project complete source code. Okay, so but now this folder is not yet initiated as a Git repo, right? Because it's a normal folder. Now, if I want to make it as a Git folder, I should initiate in two ways. One is Git init. Git init is nothing but initiating the empty folder as a Git folder, Git repository. I will make it as a empty repository. We'll call it as a bare repository. Okay. To initiate, I can use the command git init, or if you already have a repository like this, you can clone it. Okay. Cloning I will show little later. First, we will understand the empty repository first. Git init. Okay, I'm initiating this folder as a non-bare repository, that is to operate as a Git operation. See, if I run this command, if you observe here, initialized empty Git repository in the path, it will show, and at last it's showing .git folder. Once it's initiated, now onwards you can run the Git commands. Okay, for example, git status. What it's saying?
No branch master.
No
No, no,
commit
no.
set.
On branch master, it's
Sorry.
not no. On.
Conflict.
Below, no commit set. Okay. Nothing to commit. In bracket, create or copy files and use git add to track. Okay, that means it's empty. Nothing is here. So same command, if I run another folder, for example, in May 2024, let me run the same command. Git status. What it's saying? Error. What's the error?
Not a Git repository.
Not a Git repository.
Because we haven't initiated, right? Not all the folders treated as a Git repository. Where you initiated, that one only treated as Git repository. It's clear? So only in that folder only you can able to run the Git commands. Other than that, it won't run. It's not like a Linux commands. Okay, it's separate commands, Git commands. If you want to run Git commands, it should be inside the Git repo. Otherwise, you will get an error, fatal, not a Git repository or any parent directories.git. Okay, clear. So that command will be only run on Git repository. Now moving to the coding folder, here I have initiated, I can run. Understood so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let me start my coding. Let me
Sir, before
app.html.
diving into this one, how can you pass that username as well as the password, sir?
Yeah, it's already configured in my system. It will show if you observe the git initiate, git config. So if I run git config, you can pass your username and mail ID. Hold on. Tu- tu- tu. Mm, Just a second. Yeah, git config -username. because it will authenticate you, right? Because it will make an entry, because it's a distributed who committed on this repository, because same repository used by the multiple team members, right? For example, I'm also working on the same project. Just think like banking project. Rest of the three members also working on the same banking project. So all three of working in a same repo. So definitely who's change, who is doing on what change with respect to which module. So definitely they want to track it, right? To track that, who is pushing the code, while pushing it needs some tag, right? That tag name will be visible by this username. For example, I can give you my name and mail id, so that I can easily identify who pushed the changes. Your mail id. Okay, run these two commands on your system. Okay, once you initiated this, once you configured, then all the commands, all the commits, everything will be tagged as your name. I will show that. Git. Clear? User.name, user.email to configure your name and email ID. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now app.html. Just think that, okay, I'm a developer, I'm developing something. Heading 1, coding for app development. Just some random heading I'm making it. Okay, just think like, okay, I have coded something. Now one file. Now if I run git status, what it's saying? On branch master, no commit yet, untracked files. Use git add file to include in what will be committed. So first, whenever you are adding any new files or while copying any new files to your repository, as a first you should run git add file name. Once you run git add file name, this will do, make a note of it, git add. Git add is used to adding the files to a staging area, that is that is it move the file from it move the file from workstage to staging area, and make a note of it. Here versions of files will not be tracked. Versions of files not be tracked. Okay, next. Once it's done, let me check git status again. Now it's showing what? Earlier it was showing red, untracked files. Now it's tracked. No commits yet, changes to be committed. That means now it's added from workspace to staging area. Now it need to be committed. That is git commit. Git commit. The command is git commit -m message. Message is like for what reason you are committing this file to git repository. Git commit -m added basic code for app development. Just I have added some random message. Done. Okay. Make a note of commit, git commit. This will moving a file from staging area to git repository. Staging area to git repository. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This has to be done. If it's a file copied from some location to git repository, or you have created any new file, okay, you need to add, you need to commit. That's must. Otherwise, your files won't be tracked. Okay, add, commit. It's must. I'm not saying that okay, always one file. You can add bunch of files. For example, you know, F1. Okay, let me add it for test. Just think that okay, I'm adding few more files for my coding for next level. Just think that I have added few more codes. See now if I check its status, it's showing F1 and F2 untracked files, git add F1 and F2. Now if I check its status, now I have to add commit -m message, added few more coding changes. Just random message I'm adding. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Next, git status. What's the use of git status? Git status is used to check the history of repository. Git status is used to, sorry, git status is used to check whether, git status is used to check whether files are in workspace, files are in workspace or in staging area or in git repo, right? These three status. If it's in a workspace, it will show to add, right? If you run git status. If it's in a staging area, it will show commit, right? If it's committed, it will show nothing to commit, right? See here like this. So git status will show the status of where the files is located, are in a workspace or in a staging area or in a git repo. Clear? Similarly, git log. What it's saying? Yeah, this is the reason why we have to configure at the beginning. See who committed and mail ID, right? So that's why we have to configure at the beginning level who is the author, who is the owner, who making the changes, who pushing the changes, who adding the files. So all the details will be displayed over here as a author level, and date, at what time this is committed, and the message, commit message we have added, right? That message will be displayed here, and this is the commit ID. This will called as a commit ID. This is unique for each commit. Okay, this is unique for each commit.
Sir, ಇದು ಗಿಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಗಿಟ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಇದು?
Both are same. Git, GitHub, Git Lab ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, Bit Bucket ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Those everything is same. Git is like a functionality. GitHub is like a how can I say? It's like a enterprise version of storing. Like they are providing UI access to visibility. Okay. Similarly, we do have GitLab, and also we do have Bitbucket. GitHub, like for UI visualization. Git is like a operation. like whatever we are doing it, right? These are all we called as a Git operations. So this code to store as a Git repo, we need the repos, right, as a cloud level. So that will be a GitHub. Just a moment. Okay, so understood. So GitHub is like where we can store in the cloud level. Okay, it will give the enterprise version as well. See, all our code changes will be visible over here. We are owning account. In the organization level, they are owning organizational account, enterprise version. Understood? They will give an access for this. Okay, for example, you are working on Kubernetes project. Okay, what they will do, they will add your user entry over here so that you can clone this. Clone is nothing but you can copy the entire code and you will start working on it. I will show tomorrow how to clone the existing code, how we will change, and how will you push your changes to the GitHub. Okay. As a current in your experience as a DevOps experience, you are working on GitHub. Okay, in your previous organization you are using GitHub. In GitHub you are committing, you are pushing all the changes with respect to the project level. Okay, the same GitHub account only we will have the organizational level, but the name was different. That's it. I'm owning here. In the organizational level they are owning their enterprise version of GitHub. Operations are same commands. Okay, the cloning is same, pushing is same, commit is same, add is same, everything is same. But for the commit messages they are expecting this has to be in a professional wise. You can't say that okay, I committed, added, pushed. Those kind of messages are not permitted. They do have some checklist. You should follow that checklist. Okay, one proper message has to be put in the message, because if sometimes if somebody has committed something and that failed, and they will check okay who has done what. In that situation what they will do, they will just log into that repo and they will check just git log, and they will identify okay who is the author, at what time he got changed, okay when the application was crashed, what was the last commit before application was crashed, then what was the message why he has done the changes. So that's why we need the proper message in the organizational level. Okay, why you are committing, why you are making changes, if you are deleting something, why you are deleting. Everything has to be given proper message. Okay, clear?
Okay, sir.
Yep. Okay, tomorrow we'll see push how to push these changes to the GitHub, because currently all the code whatever I have coded so far, everything it's in my local machine. in my MacBook, how this will be replicated in my Git account. Okay, that is in my GitHub. Okay, over here. So how to push and how to pull the existing repos and how to start development, how to make the changes as a developer. If I onboarded to the organization as a newly, as a developer, I think I'm like a Java developer. I should start my work in the project level. So how to start everything we'll see tomorrow. Okay, so far is it clear, Git?
Yes, sir.
So once you installed, or you already installed the Git, right, in your system. So first do the Git config, give your name and give your valid melody, because it won't do anything, extra activities. So you can trust this GitHub and you can give your proper melody. It's just used for the reference, you know. Then create some files. Before creating that files, you have to initiate, right? Git init. Git init is used to initiate the empty repository. Okay. Git init is used to create the empty repository or local repository where you can modify or delete the files. You can run all the Git operation once you've done the Git init. Okay, once you've done the Git init, Git config has to be done. Once the Git config is done, then Git add. Before running this Git add, make sure some files has to be exist in your local repo. Then do the Git add, then do the Git commit, then check the Git status. Git status frequently it will be checked whenever you feel that okay, is it any leftover content over here in my local repository. If you want to check anytime, you can run Git status. It will show you the current status of the repository. If you miss any of the files to commit, if you miss any of the files to add, any untracked files or any tracked files, everything it will be shown. So git log is used to check what? What is the use of
Who
git log? It is used to check
recent edition?
the history of repository, history of repo or commits. Okay, it will show the commit details, right? Who
Yes,
has
sir.
done what. So if you want to check the history, run git log. Clear? Any doubts, any questions?
You are
No,
Okay
sir.
then, so tomorrow we'll continue with the rest of the git operation. Okay, so we'll see git push, git pull, then git clone. What's the difference of this? Then what is the branch? Why it's showing master? What is meant by master? Why we have branch? All these things we'll see tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay then. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you.